What's up guys, Matt and Blake from the Football Boots team, and the votes are officially in, being counted, and we can officially reveal the winner of the best boot of 2017. But we are going to show you the entire story from the last 32 to the 16 to the 8 to the 4 to the 2 and then the final winner. But let's get right into the video. So the way this video is going to work, I actually don't know who has won this boot tournament. Blake has done this all by himself on our Instagram stories, and as I said, you guys have been voting for over the last month or so. So Blake, take it away with the matchups and then reveal who's won.
So I've got all the matchups and all the answers on my iPhone here, and this is the way we're going to do it. I'm going to go through each one, each head to head, and you're going to guess which one won. So first one is the Flyknit Ultra versus the X17.1.
Well, this isn't even a matchup. It has to be the Flyknit Ultra because it's such a great boot, and the X17.1 is so poor, so I'm going to go with Ultra.
Obviously, yes, the Ultra did win. Next matchup, we've got the Tempo Legend 7 versus the Copper Glow 17. So both leather.
Both leather, both quite similar. One Adidas, one Nike, but I think there is quite a difference in terms of quality and also popularity. So the boot that came out on top has to be the Legend 7.
So 66% went for the Tempo Legend. So next one, we see the EVOTOUCH Vigor 1 versus the Copper 17.1.
I'm going to go with the Vigor 1. Not because the Copper 17.1 isn't a good boot, because I think it's okay, but I think the Vigor, a lot of you guys and me myself actually thought it was pretty good.
So that was very, very even. 55% went for the EVOTOUCH Vigor 1. So next matchup, we see the ADIDAS Glitch 17 versus the Obra 2. So what do you think?
Two pretty level boots, not the best boots on the market, but I think they're quite popular. But because I think of how cool the Glitch is, I'm going to say the Glitch might have come out on top, but I don't actually know.
Actually, the Obra one, so it's the first one you got wrong, but the Obra one, 61% went for the Obra and 39% for the Glitch. So next one we see the Hybrid Phantom 3 Low versus the Acuro Pro.
All day, every day, Phantom 3 Low, and I hope that boot actually goes quite far in the competition because I think it deservedly does.
So 19% went for the Acuro.
Wow.
That is a trouncing. The Hybrid Phantom 3 moves on to the next round. A17.1 versus the Concave Volt Plus.
Concave football boots are not very good football boots. I want to put it out there, they're quite poor. People will say, oh, they're good value for money, but when you actually look at it, they're still actually quite expensive. So the Concaves, no good, but I think the A17.1 is actually pretty good, so all day the Ace.
82% went for the A17.1. Now the next one is the Opus versus the Premier 2. So both Nike.
This is tight. One synthetic, one leather. They're quite similar. Value for money, you'll all day go for the Premier 2. I think because people might see the Opus 2 a little bit more premium, I'm going to say the Opus 2.
Definitely, 68% went for the Magista Opus. Next one we see the Pure Speed versus the Velocita Pro, so both speed boots.
We've had the Acro against the Phantom, it was a smash for the Phantom. I think this is going to be exactly the same story. Not the Velocita, but the 17 plus Pure Speed.
18% went for the Velocita Pro, so Pure Speed on to the next round. Next one we see is the Mercurial Superfly 5 versus the Visaro.
Well, so far, we've seen that Umbro have struggled. We've also seen that Concave have struggled, and I think the New Balance Visaro is going to be exactly the same. And it got a bit stitched up because it was paired against the Superfly 5, which is one of the best boots on the market, so Superfly 5.
So 15% voted for the Visaro. Who is actually voting for the Visaro compared to the Superfly? I don't know. Next one we see is the Nemesis 17 Plus 360 Agility versus the Furon 3.0 Pro.
Another New Balance boot getting absolutely stitched up because it's so bad, and also against such a good boot. The Nemesis 17 Plus 360 Agility, long name, but a very good pair of boots, so it's going to have to be the Nemesis.
84% for the Nemesis. Next one is the EVOTOUCH Pro versus the Spotlight. Bit of an unusual one here.
Unusual one, both these boots not the best. The EVOTOUCH Pro, it's got a very nice leather upper, but maybe even too soft. There's no stability, support, lockdown responsiveness. It's all gone out the window, but comfortable and very soft. Spotlight 2.0 Under Armour, I don't know what you were doing putting in a zipper pair of boots, so I'm going to go with the EVOTOUCH Pro.
So 28% went for the Spotlight EVOTOUCH to the next round. Next one we see is a boot you absolutely love, the Rebula V1 versus the A17 Plus PURECONTRol. I think this is a massive stitch up. What do you think?
It is a stitch up, and the reason it's a stitch up is because the Rebula MIJ is the best leather boot on the market. Don't even at me, it is the Legend, the Copper, anything from Umbro, any brand. The best leather boot is the Mizuno. But a lot of kids out there, all over the 17 plus Pure Control, because it doesn't have any laces, it's got this mid-cut collar, so I'm gonna say it's the Pure Control. But in my heart, it's the regular.
Yeah, I did want the regular to even make something like the quarterfinals, to be a sort of dark horse. But the Pure Control, 89% went for the Pure Control, only 11% for the regular. So next one we see is the PUMA 1 17.1 versus the Morelia.
This is tight. This is actually quite tight. It's a bit like the regular. The Morelias are such a nice pair of football boots.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think they're better than a Copa Mundials, anything from the Predator, better than the Speciales. So, do you know what? I'm going to stay true and say the Morelias, but I reckon it's the Pumas.
The PUMA 1 17.1 was 76%. So based purely...
Guys, think about the quality.
Purely on popularity. Nothing to do with the actual craftsmanship of the football boot. Next one we see is the Vapor 11 versus the Medusa.
Vapor 11.
Done. 83% for the Vapor. Next one we see is the Nemesis 17.1 versus the Clutch Fit, which you rate highly.
I do rate the Clutch Fit highly. I think it was paired against another pair of boots, it would have had a chance to get through. But because it's up against the Nemesis 17.1, which really is up there with the Phantom 3 Low, I think it's going to have to be the Nemesis.
Yeah, so 20% for the Clutch Fit and 80% for the Nemesis. And this one, the Harman Phantom 3DF versus the Morelia Neo 2.
Two boots I actually really like. Now the negative of the Phantom 3DF is the collar. Low cut, amazing. The collared version, not needed. Almost a little bit uncomfortable when in the way around the ankle. The Neo 2, again, is a very good pair of boots, but it's going to have to be the Phantom 3DF.
Yeah, so if people actually knew boots, I think more people would have voted for the Morelia Neo 2, but 13% for the Neo. So that was the round of 32. On to the round of 16. First matchup, we see the Flyknit Ultra versus the Tempo Legend 7.
This is a big tie in the next round. Two very good pair of boots, but the Flyknit Ultra, it might be the best boot on the market. I might say that might be the best release of 2017, so it has to be the Ultra.
76% went for the Flyknit Ultra. So now on to the next one, EVOTOUCH Vigor versus the Obra 2.
Tight, but because of the shape, the silhouette, I'm gonna go with the EVOPower Vigor 1 because the collar is not that great.
EVOPower Vigor 1 had 21%.
Wow, you guys are just loving the collar so much. Don't believe the hype, go with low cut.
I really rate the Obra 2, but it does not need a collar. That had 79%. On to the next one, Harman Phantom 3 Low versus the Ace 17.1. And this is the closest one so far.
It's close, is it? It might be something like 55-45. I'm going to say the 55 though was for the Phantom 3 Low.
You've absolutely nailed it. 54 for the Phantom Low, 46 for the Ace 17.1. Next one we see is the Opus versus the X70 Plus Pure Speed.
Opus 2 improved in 2017, it got better as the months went on, but I think the 17 Plus Pure Speed was actually a very good pair of boots.
I actually think it's ADIDAS' most popular boot at the moment. 72% went for the Pure Speed. Next one, Superfly versus the Nemesis.
Wow.
Big matchup here.
That could have been semi-final, final level.
Yeah.
They're like Nike's and Adidas' headline boot right now, because the Predator's not even in this one because it was so new. So I'm going to have to go with the Superfly. Ronaldo wears it. He's one of the biggest players in the world. You guys love him. You love the Superfly. So I'll probably say the Superfly.
So when in doubt, you do go for the Superfly. 64% went for that boot. I think it's quite harsh on the Nemesis. Next one, EVOTOUCH Pro versus the Ace Pure Control.
These are quite similar. When you look at them side by side, they've got a very similar shape, but the difference is one leather, one synthetic. I think I'm going to have to go with the Pure Control. Pure Control, 85%. Next one we see is the 117.1 versus the Vapor. Just like the first round, Vapor 11. Straight up, 84% went for the Vapor. Next one we see is the Nemesis 17.1 versus the Hyphen DF. This is tight. I mean, for me, I would all day long go for the Nemesis 17.1. It's a boot that I would actually probably wear myself for my own football. But you guys, you love Nike, you love the Phantoms, you love the collar, but I'm going to stay true and go Nemesis. Nemesis, it was 36%. So the Hyphen Phantom 3DF, again, a collared boot, wins the match. So now we're on to the quarterfinals, so massive 8 boots. Here, what do we see? The first one is the Flyknit Ultra versus the Magista Obra. Well, these are your guys' top 8 boots on the market for this year. And I think there's been some good boots actually missed out, so they've been eliminated. But this is what you think is the top 8. But this matchup, again, I've said it for the Vapor, I've said it for the Superfly, but the Flyknit Ultras, a smash. You guys love them, so it has to be the Flyknit Ultra. 64% for the Flyknit Ultra. Next quarterfinal match, we see the Harman Phantom 3 Low versus the Pure Speed. This is tight. This was the closest match in the whole tournament. So we're talking maybe something like 52-48. I reckon it's going to be about that. I'm going to have to go with the Hyven and Phantom 3. It's a goal scorer's boot. You guys love scoring goals. You've got a lot of big players representing it. I'm going to go with the Phantom.
For a long time, the Pure Speed was in front, but you're spot on. 52 for the Phantom 3 and 48 for the Pure Speed.
Close.
Next one, Superfly versus Pure Control.
Oh, you guys, you're really putting a spanner in the works. Like I've said it a couple of times, but you love the gimmicks. You love the no laces. You love the pure controls, but Superfly is an absolute machine.
When in doubt, you have to go for the Superfly.
Yeah.
65% for the
Still a
Superfly.
smash.
And last quarter-final match up, Vapor versus the Hyven 3DF. Here we go.
Every time so far, I have said Vapor 11, bang.
Yeah.
Every matchup, straight away, Vapor 11 in a couple of seconds. But this is where it gets a little bit difficult because you guys, that DF, you're all over it.
Yeah.
Stay true, Vapor 11.
Vapor 11 is the power of the colour again. The Hyven Phantom 3DF, 59%.
You're joking. You guys think that the Phantom 3DF is better than the Vapor 11?
It is,
Guys.
it is when you cut the collar.
Yeah, the flying it is actually very nice around the foot, but you don't need that collar, lads.
So now on to the semi-finals. The 4 boots that made the semis. The first matchup is the Flynet Ultra versus the Hyven Phantom 3DF. Your 2 favourite boots on the market, right?
2 favourite boots from Nike on the market. These will both be in my boot bag. I think the Flynet Ultra is so good. It's such a good pair of boots and they look amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Flynet Ultra.
69% again.
Yeah, it's easy.
For the Flynet Ultra.
Smash.
Smashed it. Next one obviously is the Superfly versus the Phantom 3DF. 2
similar pairs of boots, both from Nike, both with collars, both Flynet, both got Nike skin on top. They've all got their technology.
Yep.
But the Superfly 5 is the better pair of boots.
Yes, again, 55% went for that boot. So this is the bracket, the head-to-head bracket. For the final, we see the Flynet Ultra versus the Superfly 5, and we want you guys to vote in. So are you going for the Flynet Ultra or are you going for the Superfly 5? Please vote in the poll card now for the best boot of 2017.
But guys, that is it. That is a wrap for today's video. You guys voted. Did you vote as best you can? I'm not so sure. I think there were a couple of dubious decisions. But out of these two smash boots, can't wait to see after a couple of weeks' time to see who is actually leading. It could be something like 51, 49, 2 really good pairs of boots. But guys, that's it for today. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as always.
We'll see you next time.